we're going to start with string theory. Okay, so I don't mean this string theory. Okay, I mean this string theory. So we know what all strings are.
Yeah.
You know, Aaron, tell me what strings are. Go on, Alex.
In a computer,
I'm recording it. Yeah, go on.
in a computer is a string like, how can I say that? Something to hold up the function, like say a support.
Not really.
Is it a line
Just
of code?
look at this.
Is that a line of code?
No, not a line of code. Just look at this. Forget the lines, and what would this make? All the
word.
letters. A word. So a string is a series of
It keeps
letters.
it together.
It's a
Oh,
series
it's
of.
a series of algorithms.
Yes, it's basically some letters, or it could be non-letters. It's a data type between a speech marks. So if
And
you,
what do you mean this,
your
like,
kit?
sort of between?
No.
Did you bring in the
Okay,
sweets?
this makes sense.
yeah,
Make
sure,
sure
I'll give you.
today, don't forget me, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Go on, Alex. What are you asking? What are you asking?
So say a string is an algorithm for anything, right?
It's not an algorithm.
No,
It's a data type. A data type, we know data types.
Yeah.
So they're data, and these are simple ones. There's strings, there is numbers, there is characters,
Characters,
pictures, booleans, true or false. They're all data types. Data types are like little blocks, which they're like blocks in Legos, which build up.
So what's
the-
string? Is a line?
Yeah, so the strings is just a series of letters. It could be no letters. It's anything between two speech marks. So let me just open up some code.
Let's say you were coding.
If I opened up a code, oh no.
Let's say you were coding. How would you use this string?
So I'll show you right here. Okay, so is it under ICT? Yeah, it is.
It might work. It might.
I had a nervous break.
Yeah, those work. Use it.
Just shut up.
Don't tell the elders to shut up.
All of this is getting recorded. I'm gonna cut it out. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's ours.
Don't threaten me. I'm not gonna cut this out anymore.
Oh my god.
Damn.
If you go to code, all right. So guys, let's look at this piece of code. And so let's say I go to week 3. So if I open Mario, I'm going to upload all the code up in the website. Oh guys, by the way, I made this little page with all the resources, so I'll send you in the email or the website link.
Okay.
Alright, so here a string would be, let's say, this is a string. Anything between speech marks and pattern is a string. It's mostly true for every languages. This is a string. Let me open another
That's
one.
only like one. Oh no, because it's
That's only one. It doesn't matter how big it is. It could be none of it. It could be none. It could be no letters, but it has to be speech marks. And in that speech mark, it could be it could be nothing. It could be any character. Oh, it's any character, not letters. I meant characters. So characters is a data type, and a string is a more complex data type, but it's still primitive. Right. So this whole thing is a string here. So it's something you want a computer say or print out. Do you understand what I mean by that? So that's a string. That's what. Just remember it as a string of characters. A string of characters. Yeah, it could be a string of characters. When I mean characters, it could be numbers. It could be symbols. Anything you can input through the keyboard. Yes, it is. It is very funny. So when I'm talking about string theory, I'm talking about string theory in computer science. So we have seen string as things in speech marks up till now.
Yeah, I know.
In the computer, we can visualize it as like a series of blocks with one character inside. So this is hello in a series of blocks, and one block represents a bit or like a byte, and it's just representing a character. So you can visualize hello like this. Is everyone seeing? And you sing. Do you know what this is?
It's a data type. I mean, it's string.
It's a string. And this is how we can visualize string. So that's the whole thing about string theory.
Why would he need this for the Mario thing again?
What?
No, why would we need this for the Mario thing again?
So in the Mario, we want
I know we're using it, but like, why do we need it?
Oh, this is computer science. So you need to understand, you need to visualize string like this. Because that's computer science. Because it's a science. So realize that there...
Arthur, can I go?
Yeah,
look
you
for
go
my
into
cake
debt.
again?
Yeah, go on.
Help me out, Alex.
This is.
Realize that there are two types of guys. Realize that there are two types of memory in the
It's a K, exactly.
in the computer. So there's RAM and ROM, and well, you know what RAM stands for.
Random access memory.
What does ROM stand for?
There you go.
So the memory that stores a string while you're working is the RAM, obviously. So if you type in hello, the RAM is remembering it.
And that's why RAM is actually really important.
Yeah. So RAM is all your working memory.
Like gigabyte in a.
Yeah. So if you have 4 gig, yeah.
I swear I have 2 bits in my RAM.
I've got 300 RAM. In my
Really?
computer.
300 RAM. Nah, that's nice.
What?
You don't get RAM.
No, no,
The unit for RAM
On
is
my iPad, I've
gigabytes.
got 500 gigabyte.
Nice.
RAM.
You can't get 5.
Gigabyte.
I don't think you can get 500
No, you
gigabytes.
can't.
It's a
Yeah, I'm
space.
joking. I got 100.
You can 640.
I'm joking. I have 128.
Okay.
He's got 1
120.
gigabyte basically.
So now I'm going to try a code. Actually, I think I have the code saved here, so maybe I don't. String 1. So this is, oh no, I don't
Give
want
me
it.
a string. Okay, I'll give it you. You want some? I give it you.
Shut up.
It's not funny. and
Guys,
it
it's
never
being
will be
recorded.
when you say it.
All of everything you're saying is being recorded.
I just tell him to be calm.
Okay, so here is a piece of code. And the whole essence of this piece, why I wrote this piece of code, is it just actually let's run it. Let's run this to check what it does.
Do you know
So
what
what would this code
Give me a
be?
string. Let's say
I don't like. No.
man. I just
Man, save God. No.
yeah.
Ah, get it.
Okay.
It's
So
separated the character.
it's a very boring kind of thing I've done here, but
It's just
so
separating the characters.
yeah, it's just separating the characters. What he's doing is using a loop, obviously, and it's iterating, going through every character in the string and then printing out one by one, and giving it back to you. So let's analyze the code. I wrote state here. It means something. We're gonna find out what it means. It's a variable. Remember what variables are? They're boxes where we store information. And then while state is equal to not given, this means actually. You know, we have two equals in the Python world. Equal means actually equal, and the equal, the normal equal, this one means that I'm going to give it an attribute. I'm going to say this means this.
So you're gonna give data.
Yeah. So in Python you could say 4 plus 4 equals 1.
Okay, when are we going to start making our mark?
Wait, if it's actually and it's not given, how would that make sense? Because it means it's gonna be actually not given.
What?
I'll just forget. It's kind of.
The equals here gives an attribute.
Yeah.
An attribute. And so it's just saying, okay, the equal usually use it to assign variables,
Yeah.
values to variables. Yeah. What were you asking?
When are we going to start the Mario game?
We have done it. We've done the bit we wanted to do.
No, we don't want to make the entire game.
We're not gonna
That's
make the whole
scratch.
game.
Just a little
We
bit
ju-
part of it.
We just made a little bit of it to just learn
just
something.
Wait, what bit did we make?
The
Because
background.
Background.
at what time is it? I need to go up 4:30.
It's
422.
It's 422, so we need to go quickly. So this is a while loop, and all
Don't
it's
worry,
doing
we have
is saying
time.
that
Everyone just calm
if the states are not given, so if the not given is this, so nothing has been changed. So the first time the state is not given because now the value of state hasn't been changed. String equals input, so it's asking me to give a string. Whole essence is that if obviously the user doesn't give an input, then the program wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So to avoid the program breaking down, we have this. Alright,
But
so
we have what the wild state.
yes, yeah, that one, this bit. This bit basically says has the string has been given. If has been given,
Is that like a loop then? It loops it back.
yeah. So if this state never as long as the state never becomes true, the computer stays there and keeps asking. You know, give me something, give me something.
So just to solve that problem.
Yeah, so saying if it's not given, then ask him to give something. And then when he's given something, if string, this means not equals.
What's
So
the
if-
explanation mark for?
So this means not equals, the whole thing. This exclamation mark. So remember this operator. I'm actually going to send you a slide by email with all the operators because I don't want to go through it because it's going to waste time, but you can quickly go through it quickly. It's just very simple. So operators are things you use to do operations on things. The whole operation we're doing here is asking the computer, is this string equal to nothing? No, so the user hasn't given anything
Oh
basically.
yeah, Arthur,
Yeah?
why didn't we do big history this morning?
I'll answer that later on.
You forgot, didn't you?
No, I couldn't do it. Don't worry, I don't know actually.
Wait, have you stopped?
No, we haven't stopped.
Is it gonna be
Guys, do you want to learn CS 101?
No,
Yeah.
what have we stopped?
So we're saying for character, you know, remember the for loop, we have this iterating variable, so a variable which keeps changing its value. So we're saying for character in string, pretty much English, you guys know what that means. So every character in the string, print the character, obviously, and then when you've done that, break, else.
Does that break down the characters? That's what the break for.
Yeah, else.
Yeah.
So else means that if this is not true, so if the user hasn't given anything, then print error. You have never gave us a string. Try again.
Error 404.
Pretty simple, right? So actually, let's try this code out again. I'm going to write f. Give me a string. Nothing. Oh my god. Give me nothing. See, you can't escape this program. So the whole thing is that in real life, when you write programs, a user could trick you. I could break your system by not giving you a string, and so you'll be trying to get this character or something when it doesn't exist. So there's usually errors like this in the program, and there's a massive bug, and then people's identity are stolen, etc. So give me a string. CS 101 is truly awesome, right, guys?
Yeah.
When you recognize
Woo.
no, man.
So there you go. Okay, so the function input here, you know what a function does? It takes an input and gives out something back. Basically asks you the question inside the brackets. Sometimes there's no question, but sometimes there is, and then expect something back as a string or as a number, anything, any characters. That's what I mean.
You know another thing, if you leave it blank and that error comes up,
Yeah.
you do a troll program.
Yeah. So arrays. This sounds cool, doesn't it, guys? Arrays. Now this sounds cool.
No offense, it really doesn't.
It does. Okay, it sounds hard, but it's pretty simple. So remember, we imagine the string like this. So again, so this is a string, and that's something weird. Usually, when we are writing, we don't write that. The computer actually interprets ending of a word, ending of any series of characters.
That's what space.
Space, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well done. So it's called a
Also
null.
means divide. In
Oh, it's a divide, and then there's a 0 here. It's called the null terminator. So the null means for 0, and it basically terminates that.
And
It's,
termination is the act of destroying something.
So is arrays like,
yeah.
it's a sick movie.
would arrays be like
Terminate.
basically a string with also a null?
Yeah, how the computer, it doesn't interpret as a space, it interprets as a null terminator.
I can't
Yeah, yeah. Right? So all of this code, all of this notes will be on the website I'm gonna send to you guys.
Is that Code Academy?
Oh no, it's a website I made just.
Main website?
Yeah, just for the hour on Google Sites. No, quickly, just not. Yeah, I didn't even code it. I just.
Oh,
quickly
okay. I think actually made a proper website.
No, I just last night I was like. So that's how we visualize arrays, and then so strings are actually special type is a type of an array, as I've just said. For example, consider a program that stores and prints out the ages of everyone in the room. Remember the first algorithm we did? I think it was
Counting
the ages
people.
of counting people, and this one is basically that, but it asks everyone the age. So let's look at that quickly because that's gonna be fun. No. I always do that. I always make the same mistake every time. Ages. This is the longest piece of code we have ever seen in my life. Oh, no, I'm
Holy
joking.
crap.
Anyways,
How
Xenon
big is your real coding? How big have you done coding before?
how the biggest amount of coding I've done?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. Like,
10,000 lines.
No
Not
one really
very
counts how big your code
Yeah.
is. They just do it and then
yeah, I have so many pieces of code. But anyways,
They see if it looks big.
yeah. So this is again what we're doing here.
Oh,
We're
but then
defining we're defining a function called ages, and what it does. Well, let's run the ages function actually to check. Always run the function.
Where's Mr. Boy? What's going on there?
This is a CS1 club, computer science club.
It's a computer science club.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You wanna come, sir?
Teacher.
Wanna come?
Can I please join the class?
Yes, you can.
Yes, sir.
Can I please
We
join
would
the
like
class?
Your Majesty's presence.
You would
So
like a
what are
professional.
you teaching us?
Was
So we're teaching about
strings.
Strings,
Strings and arrays. So
And-
arrays are data
And I
types.
saw T's on there, what that was.
We learned a lot since we
Well,
came.
T's on there.
Good.
I mean, look.
And this is a piece of code which I'm demonstrating here. So let's see the number of people here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 people.
Yeah.
Let's see who volunteers their age here.
I'll do
Alright,
it.
we start with Mr. Naguinio.
I'm 19.
19. Are you sure about
Yes, I'm 19.
Okay.
I've been 19 for the last 30 years.
that? Ages,
That makes sense.
person to Manzib.
17. 21.
Because that's
21.
what defines
21.
69.
69.
I knew that.
Go on. Alex.
Oh,
0.5.
1,000.
No, come on, 12.
I'm 15. And Romano.
Hey, you forgot me.
How old are you? I
Hey,
put your
no,
age. I put
dude.
your age. I know you.
No, I'm 11.
Wait, it says, how many years in the future do you want to travel?
Okay, how many? Okay, whoa. So how many years in the future do you want to travel? 16. Time passes, and then age of person 1 would be 35. So basically, what this does, it takes the age and then gives you the age in amount of
In
years.
16 years' time.
Yeah.
Cheating me out of life.
Basically,
I'm
it just
supposed
adds
to be
from that.
27.
Yeah. Pretty.
Cheating me out of life. I'm supposed to be
Yeah,
I'm
but,
gonna be.
yeah, but did you make that?
Yeah, I made
Did you make
that.
that code?
Yeah. So this is the code here for this.
Ah.
What does equal in mean? No.
So here, equal, as we said,
No,
is
See, while Canton in the how would I find it? Anyway, it was equal in int.
right. This one is a different operator, and where it shows if it's smaller or equal to. You know, haven't you seen this? Smaller and equal to sign.
Oh,
With
yeah.
this, and then
Yeah,
there's
I
a
know,
line
but
underneath.
there's a code that says
So-
int. That's what I was asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
How often do you do this?
How often? Every day.
So you guys are here every day?
Oh no, the club.
choose.
The club is
Every
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday. And there's 4 of you.
Okay.
No, there's more of us. There are about half of us are not here.
They'll see some hundred today.
How many are there normally?
It's usually 2 rows. So
Okay. And you are the teacher.
yeah.
What about my guys? My guys don't come and teach.
Who
My teachers.
Oh yeah, they don't teach. No.
They don't teach.
No.
They don't know enough. They don't know more. They don't know enough about it. Yeah, you're the man. You're the one who knows
Yeah.
about it. Yeah?
I can't help it,
What
sir.
does
It's good.
What does int mean?
So okay, int is on the function. Anything purple in Python means the
Yeah, I
function.
know. So what does that function?
So it takes an int. It turns a string into an int, because the whole thing here, input, it takes a string in.
Yeah.
So when you input something, it turns into a string.
Yeah.
But we don't want a string. We can't do work with a string. So if you want to do some numerical
I
stuff,
just realized you're the only one in camera. On camera.
yeah.
This isn't fair.
No, because I didn't know if
Shush,
you
man.
guys want to be on it. So
Alright, so carry on.
then I will show you.
Can
that
I be in
bit.
it?
Shut up. Carry on.
You can be at the end at the
Shush.
same time.
Just carry on.
Anyways, so what happens is that when we ask for input, we take in a string, and if I want to do 19 plus 21, and took them as 2 strings, it wouldn't work like that. What would I get? What I would get is 19 and 21 written together. Because when we add 2 strings together, we are adding strings together, not
it's
numbers.
Also-
in just like the thing with the no terminates operator. No operator. Yeah.
A string basically takes in that string.
Yeah.
No, I mean an int is a function that takes in a string
Yeah.
and it turns into an int. Turns into a number. So it takes out
Oh,
the
it takes
speech mark.
hands into number.
You get it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So remember this kind of functions?
How do you remember all these functions and everything?
Arca.
Like int stands for integer, which means number. Yeah?
21.
Yeah, I know. Input means input, obviously.
Yeah, but you know, you
but you
got-
need to get practice with this.
you
So I'm
got
going to
like-
give you practice problems.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a guide and practice problems, which is going to take 10 minutes. And then all of this is going to be
It's
in
like
it.
the counter and
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Count is a
fine.
variable I've made. So this is what I made
Yeah, I
up.
know.
And this is it's
Arca.
yeah.
We can bring in the stuff because like me and Alex already did 7.
All of the notes for since the beginning I've uploaded onto a website, which I'm gonna share to all of you. So
No,
you can,
as in they can do that work and we do something easier.
I will upload stuff, problem sets, and they're going to be hard, easy, average.
So you can choose which ones you want to do.
Hard, easy, and
Is it on the KS group or is it in?
I'll show you later on at the end of this. Right. I'll send you the link. I know your email.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Point this week, hello to you.
So obviously now this is counter. So it's basically you're storing as 1, so that this is the first person. the whole thing it does is that the first person, alright, I'm going to print the age. I'm going to take the age and I'm going to print it. So the whole piece of this code does is asks, you say that, okay, I've got 7 people. So the first person asks this thing, second person asks this thing. So the computer is trying to remember which person it is on.
Yeah.
With counter. You get it, right?
Whoa.
So, do you get it now?
Yeah, but wait.
Well, it's 30.
Wait, what's all this stuff?
Oh,
What is it?
Right, that's a good question. I think.
Sorry guys, I need to go quick.
So that's a good question. This is a placeholder. So it's like a little kind of groove which you can put something, whatever after this symbol, the percentage symbol.
Full slug up for me.
Yeah, so you write the variable name, and what the computer does is takes the value of the variable and puts in there. Do you get it?
I'm 50-50 on it.
Alright, so basically, you want a string, right? And let's say you have a lot of
Who wants to
letters
see
to
a
write.
rant on YouTube?
You have a lot of letters to write, and then you want to input data.
Oh yeah.
Instead of having to write them up or split the string up and then add, because there's many ways you could do it.
Yeah.
The one way you could do is like, let's say go to the Python place, where is it going? Okay, so I could add 2 strings together. I want to input by saying
You spelled my name wrong again.
oh my god,
Sorry.
How
Sorry.
many times do you spell
I'm sorry.
So it's a quick way of
Hi man, so see, I'm just adding them together.
So it's a quick way of putting 2 strings together.
Exactly. Now instead of here, let's say you had something more complex. It said hi something. This is the place where the name goes, but you can't write name because the computer won't understand it. It's going to print it out. A name, hi name, how are you? Instead of having to split them up into separate strings. So let's say you had name, which was a variable storing someone's name, and then adding it to the rest of the sentence. You could write the whole sentence and then have this placeholder to represent the place you're going to input that variable. So where am I? So there. So this is how you write the placeholder. You write percentage. You write any name. So you could write, I could have wrote S or anything to give that the name, and then whatever the rest of the stuff is, and then later on after the string in the same place you write in the same line this. So the variable's name in brackets. But I'm going to put this in, that's a good question. I'm going to put this syntax up in the in a like a help tutorial, and I think I also got in the notes, so you can just check the notes to remember it. Okay, so you can do it. Also, you could have done this. After that, you could have wrote, and again you could have wrote the same thing. Sorry, but this would work differently actually. Even though they're the same things, 2 same things right here, they won't. They won't show the same thing. For this bit, for this placeholder, you have to have other thing corresponding to it. So let's say counter 2. This doesn't exist in our program, but let's say it
Why would
does.
you use a placeholder when you're asking the person the age of person? So
Here we don't. But I'm just saying, theoretically. So what it
So
does,
if you put another percentage, you have to put another counter.
yeah, you would have to put on the variable to correspond.
wouldn't there be an easier?
Basically, let me explain that to you. So you have this. So the first one corresponds to the first of these placeholders, first variable. Second variable corresponds to the second placeholder.
Isn't there an easier way of not writing counter all the time when you have more than one placeholder? Wouldn't there be an easier way?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like, for example, each counter responds to one of the placeholders, right? Isn't there an easier way of making only one counter correspond with all the placeholders?
I think you could do that too. Let me actually check. So
That
actually,
would be really long. You just find placeholder. Counter.
no. If you write one counter in the brackets, maybe it works. I've never tried it out, so I need to check. That's a good question too. Oh my god, I'm really weird. So age of person includes input. So obviously, alright. What the hell? Oh no, damn. So I need to write. Let's say counter is equals 1.
starting with odd.
Yeah, see that now that this is what it means. So this is the format string.
Yeah.
So it's getting formatted, the string. So it's saying not enough arguments. This is the argument for that string. So not enough of this. You need to put another one after that. So if I wrote this, I think this should work. So I wrote this again.
Yeah.
See, now it works. Number 1 again and 1 again.
Oh, I get what placeholder is now.
You get it?
You just get it
This
right
is
now.
input that
Yeah.
thing.
What is this?
Alright. We've only got 5 minutes left, so after.
I was a bit confused. I was thinking what he's talking about. And I think I got
Right? Do you get it
Wow,
now?
now
You
you
input
see
that
it.
thing, that variable, into the places you're saying I want it to be input in.
Yeah.
You know when you say I, can it be anything?
It could be
You should
S,
get
it could
anything.
be, I guess
But
anything.
would it matter?
Wait,
No,
but if you
anything
change-
after the string, the word after the string,
Yeah.
after the, not the string, the percentage,
Yeah.
would count as like the name of the placeholder. So it's just a name.
If you change the counter to 2, so that would change to 2 as well. Because you just changed the variable.
Well, if I change a count, yeah.
It's a 12 or something.
And then I have to run the piece of code again. Oh,
I thought it would
You
change to 2.
change it.
oh wait, I didn't even change it. What happened here? No idea what happened.
Bugs.
You
Something.
just hacked Python, mate.
See, now it changed.
So then, how would you get the increasing number after? Because look, it's going up. Because the
Alright, now this is the for loop. This is the loop we have. So the loop basically what it does, once you have executed the piece of code here, so it's saying if the count is small, yeah, it's small the int n. Int n basically means the number of people. So if it's equal to number of people, small or equal to, because if you are saying the 8th person and the 8th person does not exist, then the program is obviously going to crash. Here, look, this is an operator which means the same thing as this.
So it increased by 1.
Yeah, I'm just too lazy to write the whole thing.
So it's just
Yeah, but increases by 1. So you can add plus equals and then write the how much you. So you can use this operator, this,
increment.
and then afterwards you write the number you want it to be increased by.
But
So you could say 2 or
um,
3.
What piece of code does that? What does that do then? Ages plus equals.
Now this is again adding.
Oh.
So it's adding to the ages. Whatever this is always is.
It's adding to a counter.
Yeah, it's counting to ages.
Oh.
So int is the thing,
Yeah.
and this is the age of person. Ages is here a list. Remember what
Oh,
list
so it
was?
shows
It's
it.
under data type.
So it shows
So we're
it.
just making a list of ages in the group.
So that code shows the list.
Yeah, it's a list. So actually I can print ages for you and you see how it evolves. I can't spell print.
PRNT.
No one saw that, okay?
That's alright.
No, you didn't.
I've got
Yo,
everything.
Don't
the camera
lie.
did.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know I have a knife in my hand. So my
Okay, you only got 3 minutes.
I know.
You better wrap it up.
We haven't done anything.
We did some. We had a single string one.
Okay.
Some of this code.
It's just I need to be a bit quicker. It's my fault, guys. Ah,
Showers.
no, because not everyone was in here.
I
have to
don't
be-
understand it.
So number of people. No, it's because everyone was in here. We lost 12 minutes. Number of people in room. Let's say 2. What? I have. Oh no, where is
This
this?
I'm trying to understand it. Well.
Line 7, and it is. Oh no! I forgot to change my code. That's distracted me. I'm joking. Number of people 2. Let's say number of people 2. So one person is age 12, one person is age 15. And do you see? See, the list was blank before, then it becomes 12,
Yeah.
and then we added the second person's age 15.
Yeah.
And we're going to extract the numbers again later.
So the next.
So next piece of code, basically what it
is
does.
asking the question how
Yeah,
to-
I'm going to go through the next
and
piece
then
of
it
code.
adds on to the other.
So it's counter again equals to 1.
Yeah.
So different counter now. Time travel is you're going to ask how much you want to travel the time, do the time travel. Then you say print time passing, so to build suspense. Alright, so now this under loop, while count is equal to smaller or equal to int n, so it's smaller or equal to the number of people in, you keep printing out the current age. Current age is a variable you have made here, and it is the age of the counter minus 1. You know why I'm doing this? I think it was ages ago we did this, but there's indexes. Indexes search, give the position of each element in a list on a string. So in a string, the first one is 0, then it's 1. It starts with counting with 0. Doesn't count with 1. But the whole thing we're doing here is we count is 1. So we're gonna miss out the first element if we don't start with 0.
Basically gets the current age and passes with the time you travel.
Yeah. And what it's doing is getting the current age, so the first age in the list.
Yeah.
And it's saying, okay, so that's counter minus 1, that's 0. So the 0 element, which is the first one.
Why couldn't you just say 0? What are you doing?
Oh,
No,
no, because I want to use the counter to, because it always will be 0. The code will be always 0. So you keep printing out the first person's age. So counter, as the counter changes, this value changes too. Yeah, how do it. I could have made other variable here, but this is a faster way of making code. And this is adding to the, time frame.
Yeah.
And then you're saying the age of this person would be, here, and again placeholders would be counter in here, and the current age, look here, yeah. This is such a bad pixel. Anyways, counter in here, and
resolution.
Increment.
Yeah, resolution.
Is I say increment? Because it's like an N, so increment.
Yeah,
I don't want it to be
something.
there.
I can't even. It looks so weird. I've written I. It looks like 1 here. So see again, they're both the same, but they're both corresponding to different placeholders, but different variables because of the position. So the first one goes to counter, and the second one to current age, and it's increasing the value of counter by 1. So that was great, guys. I think we should wrap up here. I'll show you 35 minutes of learning. Pretty good. Bye.
Have a beautiful time.